Hey guys, Professor Jester. Let's talk because a lot has happened in the past 24 hours in Naruto Storm. That honestly is probably the biggest thing to happen ever in Storm when it comes to patching. Connections got a huge patch note. And let's discuss: is it good? Is it bad? How does it work with puppets? What? How should we move forward? What's going on? So essentially, with this patch note, they nerf poison overall. So people keep saying poison tag. They're fucking wrong. It's poison. Um, People are saying also Hagoromo didn't get nerfed or didn't get buffed. Yes, he did. So he didn't get nerfed at all. Like not a single bit did Hagoromo get nerfed. He got buffed. So we'll talk about that. But there's some misconceptions out there. Um, Next, talking about the counter switch. Um, you cannot counter and switch anymore. If you counter, you are fully, fully invested. So you can no longer, if you counter, be safe because you can switch. Which this should have been in Storm 4, but okay, cool. We get this in connections finally. Awesome. Like I said, poison being nerf is pretty bad for us puppet users, which ugh. Uh, then you have armor. The biggest buffs is everyone's armor basically uh, was taken away. No one has armor really anymore. Like at least iframes. Some characters do have some armor. Like Shio's iframe is gone, but she does have some armor in her jutsu, tilt jutsu, but it's really just no longer there. It is. They definitely did nerf it. Um, Same with like the other puppet characters, like the Conquerors. Their armor on their jutsus are nerfed, so they no longer have armor. So what that means is puppets are a lot easier to knock down now, and they don't really clash. So that is a nerf, and so is the poison nerf. And another thing is some supports definitely got nerfed. So Ashura hugely got nerfed. So that's a pretty good thing for us. Um, Hanzo got probably the biggest nerf in the game, which is all right. We never really cared. Saruda didn't really get like she kind of got slowed down, and that's it. That's it. Like they didn't really nerf her, not the way they needed to. So she's still pretty broken, if not top one character in the game. Um, but Kiba definitely got nerfed. Guy got nerfed. PTS Shino got nerfed. Like I said, no more iframes, so no priority. So he just has a normal jutsu, which he's still good as a support, but he's no longer that broken, stupid support that we all hated. You can actually like hit him now. Pain got nerfed with his Almighty Push and iframe. His Almighty Push used to hit you twice, so if you subbed in it, it would hit you again. Whereas in Storm 4, it didn't. In the older games, it did do that, but in Storm 4, no. In Storm 4, once the Almighty Push hit you once, you can go in it and it'd be fine. Well, they nerfed that, so you can only if you sub once, you don't have to sub again. It doesn't hit you twice like it did before. So definitely nerf Pain. Um, they nerf it, like I said, they pretty much nerf everyone. A lot of characters. Basically, the basic nerf is all the armor and iframe was taken out. Which I don't know why people keep saying armor, which there is a difference between armor and iframe. That's another misconception. Iframe is the visibility frames, whereas armor just means you have heavy, like, I guess, like, it's not like invisibility, but you basically get a form of visibility. But once the armor gets hit a certain threshold, so like, let's say that the tilt jutsu for Konkuro has an armor of 2. So if you hit one shield and you hit the other shield, it will go through, right? That's basically armor. Iframes mean it can't. So like Shio's and PTS Shino, those were iframes. You really couldn't knock them down. And PTS Shino's had priority iframe, which that doesn't even make sense because only in this game. But hey, whatever. So we need to get that misconception down. Some characters do still have armor. Onyx Shidori, for example, does still have his armor, but and so does PTS Conqueror's Tilt. It does have some of the armor, but not as it used to be. So that's the difference. The iframes are gone completely, though. There is no iframes in this game anymore, which is a good thing. That's absolutely phenomenal. Um, they made characters, like some characters to do their jutsus. It makes them take more chakra now, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about that one. Like, yeah, I just don't know how I feel. Like some characters take like when they use the jutsu, it takes them more chakra. Like I don't know. I don't know. Um, but that's essentially it. Like I know there's a lot, and there is a lot more. Like they didn't address Indra's nerf with the double hit of Mataratsu, but I'm assuming any character that has a jutsu that double hits, they just nerfed like all of them. Like I said, like Pain's used to double hit, now it doesn't. Indra's doesn't double hit. I don't think Kaguya's double hits either anymore. So any character that like their jutsu just double hits like that, I think they just nerfed in general. That just seems more reasonable. Same with like taking all the iframes out and taking some of the armor modifiers out. That makes a lot more sense too. Let's talk about the poison thing though. Poison is pretty big. So poison used to take 10 or 10.6 something like that damage out of you. Now it takes like 6.84 something like that. So it is 4 less damage than it was before, and that's actually a pretty big nerf because back then, if let's say you did a combo or something that did 30% of damage, that poison would make it 40, right? Now it just makes it 36, and that still gives you a chance for a comeback and win. Poison is still pretty good with puppets, so don't think it's not. Like it's still useful. It's always been useful for puppets in every storm game. Just now not puppets, but now that being nerfed, it does kind of affect puppet gameplay a little bit more. It makes them a little bit even more defensive, um, because they're racking up a damage. So it's going to take a longer time to defeat puppets now because of the damage rack up of poison, or a longer time for you to beat someone because, as I said just now, the poison. Some of the supports definitely got nerfed. So like some supports, if you use their jutsu as a support, it got nerfed their duration. For example, Ashura, even Donzo, I think even got that. So that being said, what's good about that is some characters can't like Obito's fire, majestic jutsu, whatever. It no longer has I think it was an 8 second cooldown. No, it's no longer 8 seconds. It's longer now. You see what I'm saying? So they did that with certain characters, which is actually pretty good, but pretty bad too. Like I really wish they would have nerfed different things, which we're going to talk about that now. So there's still a little bit more to the patch that we either don't know or we don't fully understand yet. I will admit that, and we're still testing things out. So this is going to be a completely new meta, right? Because poison being nerfed, no more Hanzo. Edo Minato definitely got nerfed. Minato got nerfed. Every character got nerfed, right? Sarda is probably still looking like the best character, just hands down. Like that character didn't really get nerfed. She just got a little slowed down. That's it. She's still pretty fucking busted and pretty stupid. That booby trap is one of the most broken jutsus in this game. So I don't see how that character is not number one still. But as for like the new meta, it's definitely going to change. Like I think PTS Conqueror might be getting a little bit more up there now, but not the other puppets. I do not see Shia or Sorcery. Absolutely, definitely not now. Even though Sorcery didn't get touched, fun fact, but we're gonna discuss that in like the next section. I guess you can. Yeah, you could say because this one I kind of am curious on, and this is kind of different because now this is what I wanted personally. So this kind of transitions to where are puppets at now, and from what we can tell. So one, we can't really tell much. It's still so early. It's still so. Uh, it's it's really difficult because they didn't really like they did affect puppets a lot. Like they did, like indirectly, they absolutely did, and they did nerf. Like Shio's definitely nerf. Like she is not like she's still better than Sorcery, but she's definitely not. That level of like she was too good for casuals, but not too good for meta. No, it's not like that anymore. Like she's on the level of casuals now. Like so, her and Sorcerer are pretty same level. Maybe she was a little better. That's it. Because she can mash better and but Sorcery has a better awakening, and Sorcery didn't get touched at all in this. Like his jutsu still has armor, up the ass, and it's a really good jutsu. So both of his jutsus are so good. So, and his grab, none of him got nerfed. Like nothing about sorcery even got fucking touched, like at all. He didn't get other than the poison. The poison does affect him, but it affects all puppets. So that's about it. That's it. Everything else is still pretty similar. Um, Alder Concro is the hard one. I don't know. I need more test subjects and I need to figure out with Odor Concro. But as of right now, from what I've tried, no, no, he's not that good. His awakening is still really good, but without that armor jutsu, his puppet gets knocked down like so easily. So, but P2's Concro is still looking good. Like I think P2's Concro is definitely a top five, still a top five character, if not maybe top three now. Um, we got to see just because how armor works and how much they did change the gameplay. Because again, puppets did get a big gameplay change because of that. We just got to see, and the meta will be completely different now. How will the meta work? Is it going to be more mash heavy? Is it going to be more aggressive heavy? Um, is it going to be like? I don't see it being more spam heavy like it was before. I see it being more neutral control and mashy. I feel like it's going to be a lot more like the older Storm games, and then plus the newer Storm games like Rev and Storm 4 with the counter mechanic allowing you to get off pressure. But I feel like it'd be like the older Storm games. I really do. This game is already feeling like the older Storm games, and now it's even feeling more so the older Storm games. So that's my overall opinion. Is I personally do like it. Granted, you have to take a loss to gain a win, and we did take some loses, especially Hagoromo not being nerfed but being buffed. Yeah, that really that support and that character is like one of the biggest puppet counters in this game. So the fact that they did that is nutty to me. They didn't touch Kinshiki or Momoshiki though, so we still got them. That's cool, but nerfing Ashura was a huge one. I'm so glad they did that. I'm glad they nerfed Kiba. I'm glad they nerfed Hanzo. I'm glad they kind of nerfed Sarada, but not really. Not what it needed, like not the nerf, but yeah, if you guys are wondering, the gameplay you're seeing is after the buff or the patch. So this is all this beginning new. I think it's 1.07 patch. I can't remember, but yeah, that's essentially it, guys. Tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think of puppets? What do you guys think is going to happen? Are you guys excited for the online patch that will be coming out next week? Are you guys excited for Ishiki? What do you guys got going on? This is Professor Jester, and I'm out of here. Hopefully, I can talk about Shinobi Strikers next.